Good evening, everyone. Please join me in the standing for the national anthem and followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. And please join with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. It's a good start. You got in, nobody fell, you're all sitting down. This is good. Good start. And I'd like to thank my assistant principals that are here with me and helping make all this just run that much smoother. At this time, I'd like to introduce the people up here on the stage with me. Later this evening, we're going to hear our commencement address given to us by our own CEO, Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Maurice Fleury. Next to him is our COO, our Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Tom Longenecker. And later this evening, reading the names for the diplomas is Mr. Adam Fraser, our elementary principal. Also this evening, what we like to do is, traditionally, we have a couple of our students speak, I said this earlier to the parents who were here, to tell the story. Tell your story about CCA. It's not a normal one, it's not an average one. You've chosen different paths. So we like to hear from some of you as we continue to share these with neighbors and friends. At this point in time, 2 of your classmates have put some words together and to share that. First, we're going to hear from someone who's been with us here in high school for the past 3 years, Amir Randall. Amir, please join me on stage.
Life is smiles and cries. Those are the only 2 things in your life that are guaranteed. No matter what happens to you, you'll always have your smiles and your cries. I would like to initiate this speech by saying thank you for being here. Thank you to every single graduate, parent, brother, sister, family member, and teacher here. I know how hard it is to deal with teenagers that think they're adults already, so yeah. Thank you for waking up every day through your struggles, bad days, sick days, days where you feel like you just can't make it, and pushing through them to allow the ceremony and this day to happen. That being said, I'd like to share a few stories and experiences of mine so you can get to know me a little better. I grew up in Philadelphia, raised by my grandmother and my great-grandmother. I was taught to read at a near college level by the time I began to speak, and I began running at age 7 to 8 with my grandmother when she did her daily exercises to stay for the National Guard. She taught me the basis of everything I know today, from taking me on adventures to find black walnut trees, to forcing me to watch every single President Obama speech to the point where I can imitate him perfectly. For example, now I know, as Americans, we have a purpose, and I want everyone to know, yes we can, and yes we will. Thank you. I was an honor student from elementary to high school, where I attended one of the most prestigious Catholic schools in the country. I served as freshman class president, played on the football, tennis, and rugby teams, and became one of the most popular students in the school. Sophomore year, I portrayed Trayvon Martin in The Ballad of Trayvon Martin, which is a play that detailed the stories of his killing. Junior year, I became Commonwealth Charter Academy Treasurer, and I was in the Governor Administration and Youth and Government Program. Senior year, I became a team member and eventually team leader of the Air Force Special Operations Development Program. Yeah, I had a pretty big ego, I admit it. These are my smiles. My cries are that freshman year, one of my best friends passed away. My grades also weren't excellent, and I had to leave the school and come to Commonwealth Charter Academy. Once here, I graduated early in January to begin my Air Force career. I was the best in my basic training flight physically and passed all my inspections with flying colors. I was an element leader and began to love the lifestyle. I know it's kind of weird to like being physically tortured and yelled at for 17 hours a day, but I kind of liked it. Unfortunately, during training with the special operations instructors, I suffered an injury that would result in my military separation. With my dream job becoming an Air Force Special Operator on the line, a career that has been my goal since I was 11 to 12 years old, a career that I spent 20 hours a week in the gym to achieve, a career that made me run hundreds of miles, do thousands of push-ups and pull-ups, and sacrifice time to achieve. These are my cries. You cannot have one without the other. To have smiles, you must have cries, and vice versa. You can have smiles and still suffer from depression or sadness, or you can have cries but still push through them every day and enjoy life, and enjoy happiness. I always know that my smiles far outweigh my cries, but my cries are what mold me and made me into the person I am today. Here I am, back from getting separated from my dream job, already accepted into college and already preparing for my law enforcement career. I hope I can get my career before student loans get me, but we'll see how that pans out. People always ask me if I'm depressed or devastated because of the experiences that happened to me. I can honestly say I'm the happiest I've ever been. My cries show me I'm a person of resilience, dedication, and integrity. My cries show me that no matter what happens, I'm someone that will maintain happiness and have a push-through attitude no matter what. All that goes to show is that every graduate sitting in this room has the same qualities I mentioned. I praise Commonwealth Charter Academy for the qualities and lessons it taught and gave me. In the Air Force, there are 3 core values that you must abide by: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Throughout my high school career at CCA, I learned all of these values early. Integrity first. At CCA, as well as any school, students have the opportunity to plagiarize, cheat, and take advantage of the freedoms given to them. Commonwealth Charter not only gave me the rectitude to become an honest student, it gave me the will and drive to learn and become an all-around honorable individual. The next core value was service before self. During my time as CCA class treasurer and as being the Secretary of Health and Human Services and Youth and Government, I learned the true meaning of service before self. There were times when I was riddled with assignments and essays, wondering how I would get them done before the deadline, yet I was still required to go to my weekly student government and youth and government meetings. I could have chosen to miss or leave those groups, but I knew that as a student, I owed it to my fellow classmates to go to those meetings. I realized that my positions in those clubs were less to do with me, but forever more to do with me fulfilling my duties to my fellow classmates. The last core value is excellence in all we do. Simply put, if you're not a student who settles for anything less than excellence and perfection, CCA isn't for you. When I say excellence, I don't mean a straight A student or someone who participates in every club. I mean an excellent person. I found myself at CCA. Doing everything at my own pace, an unorthodox learning experience bettered me. No matter what happens to you or what you do, you as a person are made up of your values and your qualities, and that can never be stripped from you. I'm sure as students of an online school, we're no strangers to having people question or criticize our choice of education. I still have friends to this day that say, I don't go to a real school, or that school is too easy, you'll never learn anything from it. You may be right. School was easy for me. But Commonwealth Charter Academy taught me lessons no other school could. In my years of public and private brick and mortar schools, I didn't learn how to be an individual. I didn't learn the maturity that I was exposed to here. I had better relationships with the wonderful teachers than I ever did at private schools. When I was struggling with a lesson or test, I met my teacher's responsive care and full dedication to help me understand it. So to that, I said, let people critique us how they do. But I know instilled in all of us are aspects and qualities that cannot be received anywhere else. And trust me, I've seen my friends' graduations. This is the best one yet. You are sitting here about to embark on the greatest journey in life. No one knows what the future holds, not even you. No matter how much you plan things out, you can never predict your smiles and cries. Embrace life. Don't plan so much into the future that you don't appreciate what you have now. And as Forrest Gump always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never really know what you're going to get. I want to spare you the generic, I see future leaders of tomorrow, doctors, lawyers, etc. speech. But I do want to tell you what I see. I see a room full of people that worked through 12 years of schooling, a room full of people who still have untapped potential, still virgin to the experiences life will bring. The only advice I can give you is live life with no regret. There is no greater pain than living your life only wondering what you could have or should have done. Enjoy your smiles and cries. Keep pushing forward. Live with no regrets and conquer the world. I'll leave you here today with a quote and a question I devised from Latin. If we as humans live in a world governed by feeling and emotion, who's to say we can't make it a good one? Vincet qui sin vincet, non duco duco, naturo nihil frustra dicit. He who conquers, conquers himself. I am not led, I lead. Nature does nothing in vain. Congratulations, graduates. See the day and conquer the world.
Thank you, Amir. Great job. Next, we're going to hear from another one of your classmates. She's been here with CCA for 5 years, Julia Gualiardi.
Thank you. Students, teachers, faculty, and friends and family, I am Julia Gualiardi, a fellow graduate of the class of 2018. Today we are gathered here to celebrate one of the biggest milestones we've accomplished. And while we take time to reflect on all we've done, I also want to take a moment to provide some encouragement and motivation for the future. Because while a chapter of our lives is closing tonight, our achievements and ambitions should not end today as we shake a hand and receive a diploma. We should take these accomplishments with us as we turn towards the future. And while having a healthy amount of contentment, let us always strive for more. Yes, we can take time tonight to celebrate, reflect, and catch up on some sleep from the late nights of homework and waiting until the last possible moment to start on that essay. But let us not sit and rest for long, because life doesn't stop, and opportunities will continue to pass by. You see, we have been blessed with a gift, not worthy of comparison to any other gift we have or ever will receive. This gift is our greatest power, our greatest hope. This gift is our future, and we are presented with the amazing opportunity to do whatever we wish with it. All of us came to Commonwealth Charter Academy for a variety of reasons, for a unique education experience unlike any other. Whether you've been with CCA for 12 years or 12 months, I believe I speak for us all when I say that it has not just been a school, but a home and a family, bonded with an eye for success and a passion to better our community. So let us take a moment to thank our teachers and faculty for that. While some may say cyber school students miss out on opportunities provided through brick and mortar schools,